Jerry, obviously, you went to great lengths to write this. Are you a Giants fan?
I grew up a Giants fan. I mean, I threw up Cheese Whiz when Sean Landeta missed that ball in the divisional playoff game in Soldier Field, to end the '85 season. I was a crazy fan. And it's funny. I've been lucky. I wrote the book before Big Blue Wrecking Crew. My first book was Unbeatable on Notre Dame's '88 championship. I'm a lucky dude. Those were my teams growing up as a kid. Those were those formative teams. I mean, I already told you I threw up over one of them. I cried when Notre Dame lost a game, and that was that kind of fan I was. And I'm real fortunate to be able to tell their story all these years later and share it. And I even, with the Notre Dame team, the Catholics First Convicts documentary, the ESPN 30 for 30, that's airing December 10th on Saturday night after the Heisman Trophy presentation. I'm a producer of that documentary, so I get to tell that story again. I'm very lucky. But I would say, listen, I got very close to athletics. When I was 18 years old, I went to Notre Dame. I started working in the athletic department there. I happened by chance to live with a football player. I worked for the Detroit Lions. I went and worked at Syracuse for 2 years. I would say this. I'm not really like a fan in the traditional sense anymore. It bothers some of my buddies that I grew up with that I don't have this sort of fan attitude toward things. But, you get trained as a journalist and then you work so close to it, you find out that, one, we're all just people. And two, you just you root for what could be a good story. If I root for anything, or I respect a good story or appreciate a good story, I don't necessarily mean a positive one either. I just mean a good one. So I wouldn't, it's fun to watch my kids. I have a son who was born on Super Bowl 42. It's fun to watch them get into sports. But it's just not the same for me as it was when I was a kid. I guess it's just a different perspective, and it is hard. People around me get bothered, by that. But I don't have that fan. Do I want to see the Giants do well? Yeah, but I never really root for people to do poorly.